The best advice that I got actually from my sister, she always says, that you have the privilege of people's expectations. If people didn't have expectations from you, you would have been really depressed. So whenever you're in a film, they will expect you to do something special. That's an amazing, amazing privilege, but also a huge responsibility. So always give them something. And I think that has really stayed with me because
For all film-related interviews, reviews and content, please like and subscribe to Puja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Happy New Year, and all the more reason to cheer you because after a fabulous last year gone by, we have lots of excitement, and also someone completes a decade in the industry. Has it been that long?
unfortunately it has. It's so weird because I keep saying this about my personal life also. Like, I'm in my 30s now, and I just feel like when I was growing up, I used to think like moms are in 30s, like 30 is a very old age, and people who complete a decade means like they are veterans, and now I'm there and I don't feel like that. I feel like I'm still new. I feel like I'm still very young. So I don't know what these milestones are doing to how I feel. I don't know how I feel. It's very confusing. I think mentally, and just in my personal life, professional life, I think I stopped aging after 25. I feel the same since then. But yeah, I feel more mature and I feel more at home and I feel a little more comfortable. So it's all good.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. Young, forever young. And it just seems like yesterday I interviewed you for Ishak Zade and your national award. It was just like yesterday.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Where's the time going?
And it's going well. It's going well. So, I mean, honestly, I could not meet you for Sandeep Pinky. I just want to congratulate you. Loved Sandeep.
Thank you. It feels so good because, like you, a lot of people who caught the film late or haven't had the chance to meet me, they still have Sandeep or Pinky Farrar on their like top 5, top 10 lists, which makes me feel amazing.
And now, after celebrating a very, rewarding decade in the industry, you're making your debut again as judge on Hunarbaaz Desh Ki Shaan. Aap mein se bahut hunar hai. Which is that one hunar of yours that you feel nobody has discovered yet before we start talking about the show?
I think as a singer, I think it's yet to be discovered properly. And also the fact that I'm actually a very nerdy, brainy person. I think that sometimes gets overshadowed by, my really exuberant persona. So my real talent is that I'm actually very cerebral as a person, but that kind of gets overshadowed.
No, but that has come across when we've spoken a lot of times, and I think people are well aware. But they say, nerdy, strong people also tend to make people a little scared. So maybe wo thoda dar jate hain.
That's the thing. I'm very like, I'll give you facts and I'll give you trivia and I'll like, I'm that person. So people are like, okay, just calm down.
Now, TV debut, and a lot of people don't remember, we had spotted Parineeti on Doordarshan some 18 saal to ho gaye us baat ko,
This is true. Puja, doing interviews with you is a very scary thing.
ऐसा तो नहीं, but
you give away things which everybody doesn't usually know.
I mean, being a reporter, we have to do our research, and also we've spoken a lot. So what took you so long to finally say yes to TV?
I think I'm a late bloomer in everything in my life. I've realized this. I think as a person, I know things about myself and I know what I like or what I could be good at or what my talents are. But I somehow I don't know if I'm scared or what, but it always takes me time to really take the plunge in everything in my life. In everything in my life, I think I'm a couple of years late always. And TV was the same. I've known inside me for many, many years that TV really felt like a natural fit for me. It always felt like, listening to people's stories from all over the country, really connecting with them, because I have seen small town life as well as international life. I have seen life in middle class India. I have seen life in affluent India. So I really tend to connect to a lot of different kinds of people. And whenever I used to go on these TV shows, channels would come up to me or producers would come up to me and say, "Why aren't you doing this more?" And I just used to kind of like be like, "No, no, 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 it's fine. I mean, I like I said, late bloomer." So this year, finally, I think 2021 gave me the confidence as an artist to really go after whatever I want and whatever I want to do. And Hunarbaaz came at the perfect time. You know, Colors was the channel I always wanted to debut on. I wanted a prime time show. I wanted a talent show. And I wanted to be a judge with amazing judges by my side. So Hunarbaaz just kind of ticked all the boxes for me. And I think it was a half an hour conversation and I was on board, and we did it. And I'm so glad that, we started shooting already. The show is debuting in a week now. We started shooting, and I have never felt happier. I feel completely at home, and I just feel like, this was my calling.
Awesome. And since, you would have talented people, it's also, the way it is, survival of the fittest, may the best man, woman, whoever wins. You also somewhere in your 10 years have seen the highs and the lows, dealt with so much. What is that one advice something that you have unlearned in these 10 years and you would want to tell all these aspiring people, because many look up to you and want to be in your shoes and want to travel the journey that you have traveled so far. So what has been your biggest unlearning, learning, and that you would want to tell a lot of aspiring people who look at Parineeti Chopra as their idol?
Just coming from a very personal experience, I think for me, success happened at a very young age, and it's not very easy to handle success in an entertainment world, in a public world where every person in the world knows your name. It's not easy to deal with that. And I think I didn't deal with it very well. I think that it was a lot for me. And I think sometimes I was having too much fun and sometimes I was too complacent and lazy. I didn't really find myself within that huge success that I got. And so for me, I would give advice to people, one and only one, which is a successful position in this industry comes to very few blessed people. Everybody doesn't get it. Everybody doesn't get love from strangers all over the world, and people paying money to see you on screen, etc., etc. And so when you get it, hold on to it, really focus and work your hardest, because you're in that elite select group of very few people who are going to get this. And so don't let it go. And Puja, when I meet all these people on the show, I've been so emotional on the show, because I see these people who deserve so much, who are so talented, who are coming from such humble backgrounds, but want so much that it just makes me feel so small in front of them. I just feel like I'm nothing in front of them. So for me, that lesson in humility already came with all my failures in my career. But on this show, it's getting reinforced even more.
Awesome. And also to see your filmography, you have worked with the directors and production houses.
Yeah.
From Yash Raj to now Rajshri, which used to be like ultimate destination.
Yes.
I mean, this year seems exciting. You have Animals with Ranbir Kapoor, an actor you wanted to work. So
Yes.
I'll ask you first about that. How is that going? And are we going to see you in a new avatar?
Honestly, that again is a part of the many dreams that came true in 2021. I could not believe that Sandeep Vanga, a director that I really wanted to work with, chose me as his heroine and Ranbir is his hero, and like the most stellar cast to be a part of. When like I met him twice and I kept saying, "Sir, you need to say the words to me, like say it, like, am I in your film? Because I won't believe it. And he's like, what is wrong with you? Like, he felt like I was a crazy girl. But I think that that's a part of my journey now. Like, I will always say, when I was at my lowest, came a year that gave me so much, gave me Animal, gave me Uunchai with Sooraj Barjatya, gave me these successes in Sandeep or Pinky Farrar and Saina and Girl on the Train. Um, it is incredible. I have never worked harder than I am today, and I've never felt more blessed and grateful than I feel today. It's going to be a very scary experience. We're yet to start shooting. We're going to start shooting a bit later, but I'm so nervous to be on that set because every actor, Anil sir, Ranbir, everybody, and most importantly, the director, are legendary. So to perform in front of them, I feel like it's my first film or something. I'm very nervous.
But you feel that about every film of yours, I've seen that in you. You're like a very eager student, like a very eager student who is like, I'm starting all over again.
A few films I didn't feel like that, and I didn't do well in those films.
Maybe in your heart you knew it's okay, I can sleepwalk through this, but that's changed.
Bad behavior. That was I have to do my best. Like I said, sometimes you're human and you can become complacent. I'm guilty of that. Sometimes I've felt complacent and I've not felt the need to work that hard, and I've been okay with mediocrity, and I've seen the results for that. So I will never make that mistake again.
And Uunchai mein kya dekha, typical. I love there's something very hopeful about Rajshri films. They give you hope.
They're amazing. Can I please tell you, they make such films because they are those people in real life. They are just too good to be true. They are an amazing crew, headed by the most humble, simple, almost outwardly good human being, Sooraj sir. He is so nice. He is so wonderful as a human being. He is a legend and he doesn't know it. He's just so incredible. To be directed by him is another genre of schooling that I'm getting. And the most beautiful part of it is that Uunchai is a very different film from his usual films.
Wow.
Hence the casting is so, diverse, and there's such an incredible set of actors in this film. That film, like, I'm going to be really sad the day that film is over because I'm having the time of my life on that film. It's beautiful.
आपको और भी कुछ उससे बड़ा मिल जाएगा. Since we are on a manifestation spree, what is the other thing that Parineeti is now going to manifest? TV show भी हो गया, directors on her checklist is happening. Which is that one thing that we have to manifest? And only pure vibes coming here.
I definitely want to produce content now. I want to produce content that, sometimes I'm not able to be a part of because there are these, budget constraints that come with certain things that girls want to do or, actresses want to do. And I want to be able to back content like that, sometimes even star in that content where I have more freedom just to do the kind of stuff that producers sometimes don't do for good reason, because that those sort of films sometimes don't do well. But I want to take risks, and I want to definitely make films with even other girls who are out there who are wanting to work more and are not getting the chance to. I want to back talent and content that is not getting a chance. Yeah.
Wow. Any such story that you really want to, like, personally feel key? Yes, I want to be part of.
Honestly, like, there are so many stories, like so many biopics that are waiting to be told, for example, or there are so many sports films, or there are so many really underdog films, sometimes which are either too intense or too niche to be, backed by, commercial producers or studios. So I want to be able to put my name out there and try and find releases for those kind of films, try and find light. I don't know, even I'm thinking out loud, but this is my long-term goal. Maybe not this year, maybe next year, I don't know. But
हो
I started
जाएगा.
thinking in that direction now. Yeah.
हो जाएगा. You are an enterprising person. And can I recall one memory? When Ishqzade happened, I asked you, what is the most exciting thing? You had Abercrombie and Fitch bags saying, hey, can you imagine I can now afford these? So in these 10 years, this was in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, IFA. What has changed in these 10 years?
God.
I still remember you as that girl. I still remember you as that girl.
I'm still that person. I'm still that person because I think that given the life that I come from, and if I just compare it to the life that I'm living today, I just feel like I've come a long way. And for me, to be able to be happy in very simple things that I couldn't do before, me and my family makes us so happy, you know. So like I said,
Absolutely.
an Abercrombie and Fitch track pants was a big deal for me, you know, 10 years ago to buy that. So it's not only financial. I think there is a freedom in living life the way you dreamt of, and that's happening right now. So I feel
True.
very blessed.
And after a spectacular year, the kind of movies you headlined, Saina, Girl on a Train, Sandeep or Pinky, has your process or method changed? Something that you've learned that you should do, and advice now you feel that you don't need to take? Sometimes we are all given wrong advice. So there are two questions in one. Which was the worst advice you got, and how has the process changed?
The worst advice that I got was to, you know, sometimes follow templates of other actresses because it was working for them. And I think that I made the mistake of sometimes going down that path. And the way that goes wrong is that the fans start to see that you are not yourself and you're losing your individuality, and they see that. And I think for me, that was the biggest learning, that I got acceptance for the person that I am and for the actor that I am. Why I let that go, and why. So I always say this, मैं थोड़ी कान की कच्ची हो गई थी. Like a lot of people were saying I should do this and this and this and this.
That happened.
I was doing it because I'm not from this world. So I thought they know more than me and I should follow it. But I think that was wrong for me. And the best advice that I got actually from my sister, she always says, you know, that you have the privilege of people's expectations. If people didn't have expectations from you, you would have been really depressed. So whenever you're in a film, they will expect you to do something special. That's an amazing, amazing privilege, but also a huge responsibility. So always give them something. And I think that has really stayed with me, because even as a student, I used to feel that when I was growing up. I used to feel like, okay, I want to score the highest in maths, or I want to be the best actress in my school play, or whatever. I was such an achiever and go-getter. So I just want to kind of stick to that.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.